Hey, what's up? Big Earl, Northtownsound. How's it going? I wasn't planning on making a video, but I done did a score. So, I did a video ways back on Morton here, which is a burstwood base that I picked up at Value Village, which is a Canadian-US reseller of used goods. They sell dead people stuff. And I had picked it up for 15 bucks. And I mentioned that that was the best deal that I'd had in years. The only other thing I had ever found was the Groyster, which is a Ludwig marching snare that I had picked up for 30 bucks. Blue olive badge. Ah, yeah, I needed a head and stuff. It's been used. Bright. But I just trumped both of those. Are you ready? Check this out. A Roland Jazz Chorus 55. Wait for it. $59.99. Plugged it in over there, turned it on, seemed to work, got it home. It works fine. Bonus. It is filthy. I gotta clean this up, so I thought I'd do a vid here talking about what I know about Rollins, the little bit I know about used amps, and show this puppy off because it's that fabulous typeface. So these things were built 86, 87. I think it was like 18 months, something like that. They were built. I keep reading all this stuff online that these are rare, and I'm perplexed because I've played through at least 6 of these. I've tried 6 of these out that I can remember. There's a lot of multi in there, so it may have been more. So I don't understand rare. And I think it's a distribution thing. Like where I'm at, again, I'm in Edmonton, Canada. You would see all the weird iterations of the Jazz Chorus series. One of the holy grails of the Jazz Choruses for a lot of people is they built a model that was 410s. And everyone's like, oh, scarce as hen's teeth. Well, again, I played through at least 5 of those. So I think it's just a distribution thing. Since I was a teenager and these things were sort of in their prime, I've never been to a store that has more than one JC120. And yet, you know, you go online to US stores and they'll have 3 or 4. So maybe we got more of the weird stuff. It's kind of like in this neck of the woods, if you find a 70s Les Paul, it's a deluxe or a pro deluxe. It's really, really hard to find standards, and you never find customs locally from the 70s. It seemed to be the deluxes and pro deluxes. That's what was distributed to Canada, or at least as part of Canada. So maybe it's the same deal with this. So it's rare, right there. So what are we looking at here on this iteration? Well, what you got 55 watts. Twin 8s, 8-inch speakers. These things weigh maybe like 25 pounds. They're very solid, but they're lightweight and they're loud as hell. You could gig with this, you know, if you're not up against like an SVT or something, you could gig with this thing. So this would be kind of like a Harvard or something like that in the Fender line anyways. High-low inputs, you have the world's worst distortion, which, I don't know, it's a DS1 circuit. I mean, it's for rhythm, right? You got a volume. You have the key to these amps, which is the thing that I've always loved about the 120s, and nobody talks about this. It's actually an active system. So if you have your volume low and the tones are turned down and you turn them up, like, it gets so much louder. Huge volume boost, which is cool. A reverb. And that's part of this video, because I'm going to crank this thing open, because I never knew it's actually a tube reverb. I knocked this thing and went, really? I thought it was a circuit. And then you have the classic JC Chorus. So you've got the fixed mode, which just, you've heard it a million times. Great sound. And then in manual, you can adjust the speed and the depth. 3-position foot switch thing for the chorus, reverb and distortion, as well as your line out, affected, and normal. And that needs a nut, I just realized that. Here's the CSA sticker, so this has been approved for use in Canada. Meets Canadian electrical specs. The cool embossed serial number and everything like that. And something I gotta ask you people about. There's a sticker on here from Funk's Music with the original price tag. Funk's Music was pretty cheap ass on the price tags, I gotta say. If anyone can tell me about Funk's Music, they're obviously Canadian. When I'm going to a place called Funk's Music, George Clinton better be behind the counter. Now, what perplexed me about the reverb, no tank down here, so it's up there somewhere. And if I can get the lighting right on this, yes. The original Roland heavy duty transformer 8-inch speakers. It just makes me laugh. I don't know why 8s. So sounds like a JC120. It's bright. Obviously, it's 8s. And that's what I kind of dig about it. I don't have a bright amp, so this could be fun. So I'm just going to pop it open. Let's look under the hood, and then I'm going to get to scrubbing this thing. So that's what you're looking at. Just a straight solid state board with the crazy fins. Serious power transformer, and check it out. Oh man, that probably just looked horrible on you, but still, that's got to be the tank. That's hilarious. It's like a Dano tank, single one. Hawkuse. Hawkuse. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to do a bit of research on these reverb tanks. This thing is really robustly built. That's kind of interesting. I've always found it kind of weird that people get paranoid if they open an amp and they see that, and they don't see any of these things. This 19th century technology. That's the one that I blew a couple of videos back. Hate those things. Good amps are good amps. That's what it comes to. And I like the JCs. Some people hate them. I understand why. It's because they're hypnotized by these things. Now that's gross. Ew. I took like a finger brush to this thing. This is gonna take a bit. I guess I gotta take the label off. And I'm gonna I leave the price tags on everything that I can, because just reminds me either what a cheap prick I am or how much I got ripped off. So edging's just yuck. Ugh. I don't want to get my iPod dirty. I'm going to stop filming for a bit. Much better. Still a lot of scuffs and stuff, but whatever. And I did put the sticker back on. Hopefully it'll stay. So, yeah, so I'm happy. Let's power this bad boy up. So, that's the JC55. Got it mic'd up in stereo because it's a stereo amp. A couple of V63s just to tame the brightness. And then I'm over here with Edmund. Hey everyone. And just because I feel like playing Edmund today. I've been tracking for the last couple of days. My hands are killing me. My ears are killing me. If you will note, the JC55 is on the 9 o'clock position. I just took a meter reading. It's pushing 100 decibels. This thing is loud. This is the sound of it. Now, what I was talking about with the EQ being hot on this thing, if I just roll back the bass and the mid quite away, not only are you going to hear the corresponding treble, but there is quite a drop in volume. And of course the tone Nazis are like, oh my god, that's so braid. But that's a lovely sound in my books. I think it was around there, wasn't it? Okay, the world's worst distortion, as everybody calls it. I'm just going to dime it, make it fast here. Like I said, it's a DS1, so it's a rhythm thing. The reverb, that's about noon. Nice decay. Good dwell to it too for such a shiny thing. The legendary chorus is where you're going to hear the stereo. So this is manual mode. Just listen to that. I'd leave that on all day if I were me. And then manual mode, just sort of at noonish. And then if you're a freak like me, you go like this. tiny, tiny little reverb tank there. Sure has a lot of dwell to it. So that's the basics of the amp. But you're talking to old man Noise Monkey, so let's push it. So I've changed the setup. I've got the Sovtek in line, dimed. You always dime the Sovtek. And I got the Hog in line here, which is in kind of a bassy setting with lots of filtration. And I actually haven't tried that with this amp before. So this is going to be fun. Let's see if I blow up the amp, shall we? So here's clean. Big muff. Yeah, sorry, got carried away. You know how that goes. Fun amp. That actually was taking quite a bit of damage, and like I said, or sonic damage. And like I said, it's loud. So there you go. Another fun musical adventure there. So the Roland JC55, very happy I finally got one of those things. I will say this though, if you enjoyed this video, and I hate shilling, but I got a shill. You can head on over to my store, northtownsound.com, or to my reverb shop, which is reverb.com/shop/northtownsound. Check out some of the fun pedals I have. Check out the other vids to see more pedals that I've got. Anyways, it's Big Earl, Northtown Sound. Take her easy. Later.